Hello, welcome to the morning news. A Russian fighter jet was downed by the Turkish military after it allegedly entered Turkish airspace. The plane was conducting raids over the Syrian city of Latakia. Turkish authorities claim they issued several warnings over the radio to the Russian jet, but never received a response, and then they opened fire. However, some experts believe that Turkey deliberately opened fire to protect Turkish-backed opposition extremists in Syria. The Russian government responded to the attack against its jet. On the Ministry of Defense website, the Russian authorities say the fighter jet never entered the Turkish airspace and was overflying the Syrian border with Turkey when the attack happened. The ministry says it has objective data showing the coordinates of the plane before it was downed. Russian helicopters are searching for the soldiers as we speak, despite initial reports said that the two soldiers on board on the downed jet had been able to abandon the aircraft before it crashed. Just now, Reuters news agency is informing that the Syrian opposition extremists have published footage showing one of the Russian soldiers paralyzed and the other dead. If confirmed, this could become a serious diplomatic incident between Ankara and Moscow. As parliamentary elections come closer in Venezuela, fears of violence by the opposition have been renewed by the rejection of a US-Cuba document. The document drafted by the US-Cuba monitors calls upon every political party to respect the results issued by the National Electoral Council. The regional body, which gathers all South American nations, sent a group of experts to ensure transparency ahead and during the polls. On Colombia, FARC leader Simon Trinidad released a video in which he shows the conditions of his captivity in a U.S. prison. The video shows the FARC leader chained from his waist down and says he has been kept in solitary confinement. Trinidad was extradited on charges of kidnapping and drug trafficking. However, U.S. authorities could not find any evidence of drug-related crimes, but did sentence him for kidnapping. The FARC guerrillas are asking for Trinidad to be released as part of the peace negotiations with the Colombian government. Social movements and political parties are rallying Panamanians to protest neoliberal policies being implemented in their country. Through a statement issued by the Citizens Pool, a coalition made up of unions, social movements, and political parties called for renewed protests next weekend. Unions and political movements have been protesting over the past week against budget cuts and several measures adopted as neoliberal by the citizens. And Cuba has announced an ambitious renewable energy policy. The island aims at producing 24% of its energy from renewable sources by the year 2013 as part of its commitments ahead of the United Nations COP21 summit in Paris. Cuba is one of the greenest countries on Earth, according for only 0.1% of global carbon emissions. As protesters were staging a sit-in in Minneapolis demanding justice for Jamar Clark, a shooting broke out. According to reports, 5 people were injured. The author of the shooting or the motive are still unknown. Protesters are demanding the local police department to release footage of an alleged confrontation between Clark and a policeman who subsequently shot him. Witnesses claim Clark was handcuffed before the policeman killed him. The French authorities found what they believe is the mobile phone of one of the Paris attackers and an explosive built in a rubbish bin. The belt contained explosive and shrapnel similar to wounds used during the attack. The phone could be key to find Abdel Salam Salah, one of the attackers that still remains at large. For a fourth consecutive day, Belgium remains on lockdown due to intelligence reports claiming an attack could be on the way. People have been asked to work from home and public transportation is limited. The Russian airstrikes against the Islamic State in Syria are already modifying conditions on the ground. For more on this, we go to our correspondent in Damascus.
37 is the number of Sukhoi Pamper aircraft that have been added to the Russian airbase in Hmeimim Syria airport. These added up to the strong entry of these tragic long-range Topolov Pampers and the winged rockets which have been checking the terrorists' position over the past week. All of this is aimed to pave the second phase of the Russian-Syrian joint military operation to eliminate terrorism.
We trust only in Russia, a real ally, who is providing support on the ground, and we see the results of this positive support directly. It is different with the West. You cannot trust any move they make, and we see they are the main supporters of the terrorists in Syria, and there are tons of evidence on that, either for their support to Daesh or al-Nusra fronts or others.
The result of this new phase appeared clear with the great progress of Syrian troops backed by Russian fighter jets, where the Syrian army was able to regain control of the tragic towns of Mehin and Hwarim, which were under the control of the terrorists from Daesh. The importance of these towns lies in them being the point connecting the center of Syria with the capital Damascus and connecting the ancient city of Palmyra with the western provinces.
In my opinion, after this strong intervention and the tangible results on the ground, the West will go to Moscow, ever begging for solutions, especially since the West was unable to provide solutions throughout the previous period. And maybe we'll see the West after this period begging from President Bashar al-Assad.
With all this momentum, the scene was completed with the visit of Russian President Vladimir Putin to Tehran, in a clear message to the West about the power of the Russian-Iranian coalition and about its urgent necessary to counter Western hegemony and terrorism at the same time. Hazem Abdullah, teleSUR, Syria.
Syrian refugees are stranded in the border between Greece and Macedonia after authorities decided to limit border crossings. Some of them have sealed their lips to protest against the measure. The migrants are trying to raise attention as they seek for hope from the international community. The new diplomatic relations between Cuba and the United States are having an impact in the world of sports. Penn State University visited the island nation to play against Havana's Industriales on Monday. Penn State became the first U.S. team to play in Cuba since the renewal of relations. The game was won by the locals with a 2-1 score. Cuban athletes greeted the visit of Penn State and believe it will open new professional opportunities for them. And an exotic, maybe too exotic new fragrance is making headlines in Russia. It's a perfume scented as coins made from conifers, cedar, and fir. The perfume made by the Jujubee company is already being bought by customers. The famous perfume company also manufactures fragrances with the smell of biscuits, gum, milk, as well as meringue with chili or green tea. More on these on our website, telesurtv.net/English. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.